Hello friends, it's Odie here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you're all doing great. I'm doing good despite the way I sound. I just finished getting over laryngitis. I feel fine. It's just my voice that's struggling a little bit. I do have some water here to help moisten what's going on in my throat right now. So yeah, anyways, let's get into it. So I wanted to review this ABH Norvina Collection palette. This is the volume 5. This is an older palette. It's been around for a few years, but I haven't used it on camera, so I'm gonna review it because maybe there's someone out there who wants a more recent review of an older palette, and if that's you, maybe I can be your lady. The next few palettes that I review are also going to be older palettes. I'm trying not to buy any new palettes, even though it's really hard and all I want to do is try new makeup, but you know, I've been really good, so I've only accumulated palettes if like somebody gifts them to me, which brings me so much happiness. So if you are a family member, don't stop giving me makeup. I still love receiving makeup. I'm just trying not to buy any makeup myself. But anyways, yes, I'm going to review this palette. This is the Color Story. Oh, my earrings are so big. They're getting in my way. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so this is the Color Story. It's very purple with some neutrals. I did swatch this palette. I will insert those swatches after this intro. And yeah, we'll just get right into the review and tutorial. Let's get started. I think I want to do something, you know, very like dramatic, kind of dark, use a lot of the purples, also use as many eyeshadows as possible. I have used this palette many times before, so I do have a very good idea of how I feel about this palette. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to go into B2 and I'm going to pick that up with my NYX number 16 brush, this like blending brush. And I'm just going to put this in the inner part of my crease here. So I'm just going to tap it into place and then blend out. Oh, and did you guys notice that I got a haircut? What do you think? Looks good, right? It's the same haircut I got last year. I took the exact same photo to the hairdresser and I went to the same hair salon. Yeah, I just think shorter hair is just easier. And, you know, I've mentioned before, I have like hair issues. I deal with a lot of hair shedding. My hair has thinned out quite a bit since my younger years. So, yeah, just working with what I have. Anyways, back to the shadow here. So as you can see, that went on pretty easily. It's pretty pigmented. I'm just gonna try and blend it out a little bit more right here. But yeah, I'm just bringing it out to here, and then I'm gonna use a different shadow for the rest. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna clean off this brush because I want to use it again. And I'm just using my Sigma Switch matte. Love this thing. Now I'm gonna dip into B3 and I'm gonna tap that over on this side. And I'm putting this just above my natural crease. I tend to have a lot of space up here, so that's why I do it this way. And then I also like to kind of wing out the shadow a little bit. I don't think I'm going to be using eyeliner today, just to kind of speed this up. So I want to kind of get like a wing just with my eyeshadow. Okay, so I think this is good. Now, I know this looks kind of crazy right now, but I swear this is gonna turn out nice. I just know it. We just need to trust the process. But anyways, I think I'm good with this shadow. Love the color. Again, very pigmented. Anyways, moving on. Now I'm gonna get a little bit closer to my natural crease. And I'm going to take let's do C3. And I'm going to blend that with this flower brush. This just came in a flower palette that I purchased a while ago. And I'm just placing that underneath what did I use? No, B3. That's the only thing with this palette. I get very confused with the names because they're just letters and numbers, and they all just sound the same. And I'm going to probably speed through this part a little bit just because I feel like I talked quite a bit. That's my son. He's playing. He's not being tortured. He's just, you know, he has a great imagination and he's playing. So he's good, I promise. So I think that looks good. I'm just going to go back in with the number 16 NYX brush that I used first. I'm going to clean it off, and I'm just going to try and blend in here a little bit better. Again, in person, it looks fine. And once I'm done, I'm going to try and show you in natural lighting what my eyeshadow looks like, because yeah, it just, on camera, it just seems like it's not like super blended, but in person, it looks nice, and it's really bugging me that it's not looking that great on camera. Let me pick up some more of that B2. That's it. Let's move on. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to prime my lid with NYX Professional White base, and I just apply this with my fingers. Okay, so I just let that sit for like 30 seconds to a minute, just so it's not like super tacky. Now I feel like I can go in with some more eyeshadow. So now I'm gonna take this, what is this? This is a Makeup Geek Outer V brush. That's what it looks like. And I'm gonna go into E5. And I'm gonna place this right into my crease. And also I'm gonna bring that down into my lower lash line. And then also just bringing it down into my lower crease. Now, actually, I'm gonna go back and forth with this brush and also this smaller one, also from Makeup Geek. This is a defined crease brush, this one right here. It's just this one is a little bit thinner, so it just goes under my eye a little bit better. But I'm just using that same shadow. Okay, yeah. And I'm just going probably like one quarter? Yeah, 1/4 of the way in. Me no good at math. I actually get really nervous thinking about how I'm going to help my son when he starts getting, you know, to the higher grades, because I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to help him with like math and, you know, the sciences? I don't remember anything about math and science. It's all just gone away. My plan has been to learn along with him. So when he comes home from school, you know, I want to be there when he's doing his homework. I want him to explain to me what he did in class. That's the plan, but we'll see how that actually goes, because yeah, I want to be able to help him. I mean, if I really can't, obviously I can get a tutor for him, but it would be a lot more cost effective if I could do it, if I could help him. So yeah, we'll see. But anyways, just placing this dark shadow on the outer V. I'm just gonna try and blend this out a little bit more. It's always hard with these videos because I feel like I'm always like rushing. I have a movie on for my kids and I'm trying to finish before the movie ends. I told him, you know, watch your movie, then when we're done this, we can go to the playground, we'll get some ice cream. So yeah, I'm doing a super fancy look just to hang out at the playground and get some ice cream, but that's fine. You know what? I can do whatever I want. I'm almost 40. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Again, dipping into E5 with the outer V brush. I'm just gonna stamp this on the outer part of my lid here. So I like that. That looks good. I hope you guys can see. Like, again, it looks so nice in person. I love the blend. I hope you guys can see that on camera because, yeah, I'm really liking how this is looking. The shadows are pigmented. They're easy to work with, easy to blend. I feel like this eye look is coming together, you know, pretty quickly. Yeah, let's move on into the let's move on to the lid is what I'm trying to say, and let's play with some of these shimmers. Okay, so let me just think, what do I want to use for my shimmer? I think I'm going to take E3 and I'm going to place that on the outer edge here, and I'm just going to use a sponge tip applicator. I need to get some new ones. These ones are getting very, very dirty. So let me clean this one off a little bit. Okay, I've cleaned this off. It's mostly just stained, but okay, I'm going with a sponge tip applicator and again, dipping into E3. Okay, so this is a really pretty metallic shade. You know, it's very foil and reflective. Love it. Really, really pretty. I like it, but I think I want it to blend into that dark shade a little bit more. So I'm going to take a darker shimmer. I'm going to go into D3. And I'm going to use that to blend into the darker shade or the darker matte a little bit better. And this shimmer is also very pretty. It is very dark, but it has a lot of shimmer in it, which if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love, I love all things shimmery and sparkly. So yeah. Okay. And to create more contrast, I think I'm going to do the rest of my lid. I'm going to apply C4. And I'm going to be putting that on with another sponge tip applicator. Let me see if I can find a clean one here. Ah, here we go. Here's a clean one. And so I'm going to pick that up, coat the sponge tip applicator with that shadow, and we're going to place that on the rest of my eyelid. Mostly like pressing and then pulling a little bit. This is another really pretty kind of like shimmery metallic. You see that? So pretty. I hope you guys can hear me because I feel like my voice is slowly disappearing. Now, I did get quite a bit of shimmer in my crease, so I'm going to take the Outer V brush from Makeup Geek that I was using in my crease. With whatever's left on the brush, I'm just pressing that into my crease again, just to kind of clean out the shimmer that's gotten in there. That's kind of like what I'm dealing with now that I'm older. I feel like my eyes are kind of like sinking back more into my skull, and therefore like when I put shimmer on my lid, it gets on my crease, which never used to happen, but you know, welcome to your 40s. I ended up getting shimmer all over the place, which is fine. It's not a big deal. So for my my lash line, because I want to use as many shadows as possible, what can I put down there that I haven't used yet? I think I'm gonna put in D1, and I'm putting that on my lower lash line. This one is it's a I guess like a deep copper, not as metallic as the other metallics I have used, but it's very pigmented and it goes on nicely. Perfect, love it. Just going to deepen up the outer part of my eye there, my eye here, with that darker shade. And as you can see, I don't really have that much fallout. I can see like just a couple little specks there, which I'm pretty sure I can just dust off with my powder brush. See, not that bad. A little bit of shimmer here and there, but nothing crazy, nothing that I can't live with. So now I'm going to highlight my inner corner, and to do that I'm going to take B1. It's a really pretty shimmery white. It has like little gold shimmers in there, and again just with a sponge tip applicator, and I'm going to just place that in my inner corner like so. And I think I'm also going to use this shadow to highlight my brow bone. First I'm going to try and do it with whatever's left on my brush. Not brush, sorry, my sponge tip applicator. It's definitely like a very sparkly shade, which doesn't bother me. The more sparkle, the better. There we go. Okay, so I think that's pretty much the finished look. Let me just, like, when I want to clean up this section here, I just take the sponge that I used to apply my concealer, and with whatever's left on the sponge, I just carefully kind of clean up the edge here and just sharpen it up a little bit. Not like super sharp, but just so it looks a little bit neater. So there you go, right? That looks a little bit better. So yeah, I think that is it for the eyeshadow look. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on this eye and then finish everything off with mascara, black eyeliner, and then I will be back to give you my final thoughts on the palette. All right, so this is the finished eye look. Now, I will admit that I kind of messed up a little bit. I totally forgot to prime this side of my eye. I like to use the Milani eyeshadow primer, but if this sits on my eye too long, then I don't like how eyeshadow goes on top of it. So when I'm doing these eyeshadow review videos and I'm just working on one eye at a time, oh my gosh, I cannot talk. I just put on the primer on the eye that I'm gonna be working on first. So I did apply it on this side, but then I totally forgot to put it on this side. So now I'm realizing that this is actually a good test for the eyeshadow. So you can see what it looks like on a primed eye and what it looks like on a non-primed eye. For me, I can tell the difference. For example, on this side, I feel like you can clearly see the 3 different eyeshadow colors that I used. You know, that lighter lilac shade, the pinkish purple matte, and the really deep eggplant matte that I used in the outer V, while on this side you can really only see 2. The lilac purple kind of blended away into nothing. It doesn't look bad. I would say it's a little bit more, I guess, smoky than this side, but there is a little bit of a difference. Oh, I forgot to mention, all I have on the top part of my eye here is concealer. Usually whatever's left on my sponge after applying concealer to my dark circles, I apply all over my lid just to kind of even everything out. So yeah, that's all that was on my eye. It was just a little bit of concealer, the Derma Blend concealer. If I had to choose one or the other, I think I like this eye better just because you can see my work. You can see that I use 3 different eyeshadows, but honestly, I might just be picking this eye because I know that I put primer on this side and not on this eye. So if you can see a difference, you can let me know down in the comments. Which side do you like better? Let me know. Anyways, that's all I want to say about the eye look. So yeah, what do I think of the palette? I love it. I really, really do love it. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette out of all the eyeshadow palettes that I own or that I've tried. And I should mention, compared to most of the makeup community here on YouTube, my eyeshadow palette collection is very small at the moment. I think I have 27 palettes. I have decluttered a few along the way. So overall, I might have tried maybe 31, 32 eyeshadow palettes in total. And out of all those palettes, this one is my favorite. The formula of these shadows is so good. So good. Not only are the shadows pigmented, but they're easy to work with. They go on effortlessly. They blend out effortlessly. I don't have to work really hard to get a really nice blended eyeshadow look. And I'm pretty sure that I've tried almost all the shadows in here, except for maybe the matte white. I don't really use matte white, but all the other eyeshadows just work really, really nicely. And I always look forward to using this palette. I rotate my palettes weekly just so I can get use out of all my palettes. And when I get to this one, I get really excited because I know I'm gonna have a good time using this palette, and I know I'm gonna get a really pretty eyeshadow look using this palette. So yeah, I was very impressed. Not only because I got this for a good deal. If I had paid for full price, oh my gosh, I cannot talk. If I had paid full price for this, I still would have loved it, but because I got this on sale, I love it even more. So yeah, this sits at the top of my eyeshadow palette collection as like the best quality eyeshadow palette I own. And there's really not much more I can say about this except that I love it. It's great. It works wonderful. And yeah, it's my favorite eyeshadow palette. So yeah, those are my thoughts. That is it for this video. I'm sorry. I've just been kind of like mixing up my words. Anyways, I hope you found it helpful. And yeah, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, please take care and bye.